A lot of you might know this, a lot of you might not, but I'm actually quite an avid reader. I say that, yet my bookcase is full of books that I have yet to read. There is a reason for this. It's mainly because if I see books that I haven't read, then it's going to inspire me to pick them up and read them. Whereas if I have books that I've read and they're just sitting there, they will probably just sit there. Unless they're the Harry books, but that's a given. Anyway, today I thought I'd show you some of the books that I'm interested in at the moment, some of the books that I'm reading at the moment, and a few of my favourites that aren't Harry. I'm going to begin with two of my favourites, and these are going to be two of the only ones that I have read on this list so far. World War Z by Max Brooks, and The Zombie Survival Guide, also by Max Brooks. Now, they're not sequels to each other or anything like this. One of them is literally a survival guide, hence the name, and the other one is, and it says on the cover, it's an oral history of the zombie war. You read this one for a bit of a laugh, bit of a joke. However, this one, you read it and you think, oh yeah, laugh and a joke, ha 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 ha. And then by about page 70, you want to go out there and buy a machete just to make sure you're safe. I highly recommend both of these books. Now, within the Nerdfighter community, we have a couple of published authors, some of which people might recognise. Yeah, I'm still halfway through reading this. I know, before people even begin, let me explain. I've had a busy few months, but this book has just, already I'm feeling it. So yeah, John, well done. And of course, you couldn't read John Green books without having some of the others. Yeah, I've got a lot to read through. Maureen. Of course, I had to get 13 Little Blue Envelopes because it's one of her most well-known books, and when I read the synopsis for it, I was immediately drawn in, so I think I'm going to read this one next. Then we have Devilish, which is her new one, I got at LeakyCon. This looks highly appealing as well. And of course, her new one. Now, I think I'm going to lend this to my dad before I read this, because I know that he is a massive Jack the Ripper fan, so yeah, interesting. Aside from that, we have, of course, Mr. Gaiman. I have loved Stardust. I watched bits of the TV series for this, which is one of the main reasons that I got this book. It's Neverwhere, in case you haven't guessed, because I'm waving it around quite a lot. Anansi Boys, another brilliant book by him. Can't wait to read this, but there's so many ahead in the queue. Yeah. Then we get on to books that have been made into films. Now there are many of these, but these are three of my favourites. We have Trainspotting, because it's one of those films that I kind of grew up with. Fight Club, which I have been recommended to read since I was about 16, as I highly loved the film and, you know, analysed it in depth. The Notebook. Now, I know what people might be thinking, but seriously, the film is just, you can't help but feel something. So, let's see if the book can live up to that. Hopefully it can. It came first. The final book on this list has actually been made into a musical. I think you might be able to guess which one it is. Yeah. I've heard it's a lot darker than the musical. A lot of people that I know that have read this after watching the musical haven't liked it so much. However, I've only heard songs from the musical, I haven't seen the musical. So I'm going to go into this with an open mind and hopefully thoroughly enjoy it. But there we go. You never know until you've tried. Anyway, that's all for today, and you should be seeing me tomorrow. Oh, that was an awful joke.